in section 86 today. I'm just going to split it up into the parable and about the priesthood blessings. This is a revelation given to Joseph Smith at Kirtland, Ohio, December 6th. This revelation was received while the prophet was reviewing and editing the manuscript of the translation of the Bible. So he's done the whole translation. Now he's reviewing it, and he's still getting more information. This is one reason why we keep reading the scriptures, is we get more information every time we get into it. And so we know that he first had done this, I think, almost a year earlier, if I remember right. But there's a few things in here that was pointed out in some of the readings we had on this. I'll try to point them out as we go, but I just want to go 1 through 7. For verily thus saith the Lord unto you, my servants, concerning the parable of the wheat and of the tares. Behold, verily I say, the field was the world, and the apostles were the sowers of the seed. I don't know if we need to go to the parable. That doesn't even go to the parable. That goes to... There's a few times when this parable comes up, though. I'm just trying to see if they... Oh, there we go. Matthew. And when the sun was up and they were scorched because they had no root withered. That doesn't seem right, does it? And some fell among thorns. How come I'm not getting... Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When one heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not. I don't... Sorry, I thought I had this in down. Okay, here we go. Another parable he put forth. I'm not sure why they put the parable of the sower in there. Probably because it's really good to know the parable. The first parable of the sower, it was the ground. And we've talked about that before. Good ground and bad ground. Rocky ground. Different types of ground. It's a well-known parable. Another parable he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, there appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, dost thou not sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? And he said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then we go and gather up? And he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat in my barn. And so that's what this is about, is those verses there. And you'll notice a change in that last thing in a second. So the parable of the wheat and tares. Behold, verily I say unto you, the field is the world, and the apostles were the sowers of the seed. After they have fallen asleep, a great persecutor of the church, the apostate, the whore, even Babylon, that maketh all nations drink of her cup, in whose hearts the enemy, even Satan, sitteth to reign. Behold, he soweth the tares. Wherefore the tares choke the wheat and drive the church into the wilderness. It's interesting to see that it says it drives the church into the wilderness. It doesn't say the church is there one day and dead the next day. It says it's driven into the wilderness. And it's an interesting thought in that sense. That in a way the church was still there, but it was in the wilderness. It was in the hearts of people and not in established as it is it needed to be. But in this sense, the church, as people lived it in their hearts, was driven into the wilderness. But behold, in the last days, even now, while the Lord is beginning to bring forth the word, and the blade is springing up and is yet tender. Notice he's talking about in these last days, while the church is still being established and is still yet tender, these are the times that he's talking about. Behold, verily I say unto you, the angels are crying unto the Lord day and night, who are ready and waiting to be sent forth to reap down the fields. But the Lord saith unto them, pluck not up the tares while the blade is yet tender, for verily your faith is weak, lest you destroy the wheat also. I don't know how many times I've had lessons on this growing up, but it's just letting us know that there are, we will experience all sorts of people in and out of the church with differing views, and that the Lord is letting them be there. What I find interesting is the blade is tender, yet tender, for your faith is weak, lest you destroy the wheat also. It kind of sounds like it's talking about the actual servants. He's saying, have a little bit of faith. Let these people, the wheat grow up, and the tares will grow up too. But I know what I'm doing. And you won't destroy what I have in store. The tares will not overtake the wheat. Therefore, let the wheat and the tares grow together until the harvest is fully ripe. Then ye shall first gather out the wheat among the tares, and after the gathering of the wheat, behold, and lo, the tares are bound in bundles, and the field remaineth to be burned. That is significant because in the other one it said, gather out the tares first and the wheat are left. This is saying we're going to gather out the wheat. We're going to look for those who have the Savior in their heart. That is what they're there for. I know this is probably shorter than others, but it's a short reading this week. And I think it's important that we just enjoy what we're learning. We are here gathering out the wheat from among the tares. We don't look at people as wheat and tares as such. We don't go, oh, that person's bad, that one's good, we'll go with this person. But that we share the gospel with everybody. And those that are wheat, those that listen, will be gathered out. And they'll be gathered out, and the tares will be left for the Lord to bound in bundles, and the field remaineth to be burned, basically. So that is the wheat and tares. And we do try to gather everyone in that we can. And I hope as you go today and you talk to people that you may be able to help gather them in as well, and see them all as wheat at this point. Let the Lord worry about the tares. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.